been talking louder than me. Some days I'm fighting things nobody else can see. I smile, but inside I'm somewhere trying to find peace. I need mind therapy. I replay old conversations like maybe. Come on in the room. Good morning. I overthink what I already survived, and somehow still convince myself I'm not alright. Funny how the hardest battles never make Michelle. Good morning. Right between I'm checking all of my links here this morning. Make sure I'm live. Thank you, sound check. Cause my thoughts been talking louder than me. Some days I'm fighting things. Come on in the room this morning. Nobody else can see. I smile, but inside I'm somewhere. Good morning, Regina. Good morning, Karen. Good morning. Happy Friday. Yes. Good morning, Raspberry Renee. Good morning. Come on in. Good morning, Helen. Come on, wake them up this morning. Good morning. Good morning, Stephanie. Come on in the room, ladies. Come on, tag somebody. Put it in WhatsApp. Tag them. Get them up this morning. Wake up your mother, your sister, your daughter, your grandmother. Good morning, Jennifer. Wake up your girlfriend. Wake up your bestie. Good morning. Come on in the room. Good morning. Come on in. Come on in. We're going to give them a couple of more minutes, and we're going to go ahead and get started. It is Friday, ladies. We made it to Friday. Can you believe it? Some days I'm fighting things nobody else can see. I smile, but inside I'm somewhere trying to find peace. I hope you all have your coffee this morning. I have mine. I replay old conversations like maybe. Come on in the room. Are y'all ready this morning? Give me thumbs up if you're ready this morning. Are you ready? Good morning, Pamela. Make sure I can see the chat. Everybody tell you be strong. Nobody teach you how to rest when your own mind won't let you hide. Good morning, Nisa. Cause my thoughts been talking louder than me. Some days I'm fighting things nobody else can see. I smile. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome everyone to The Refreshing. I am Stacy Johnson. Some know me as Apostle Stacy, and this is The Refreshing. Can you all believe it's been 21 days? We have been coming on live for 21 days and really digging into just being refreshed as women, what that looks like. Oh my goodness, we have touched so many areas and we are not done yet. So I am the visionary of Women of Vision Global Network. I am also the CEO. Women of Vision Global Network is our network that is globally. We touch women from all walks of life, teaching, training, and mentoring, life coaching, spiritual coaching, whatever it is, whatever you have need of, that's Women of Vision Global Network. I am also the visionary and apostle of Adonai International Kingdom Ministries alongside my husband, Apostle Frank Johnson, who is our senior pastor. Want to give him a shout out this morning. Tell him I love him. Guess what? Support is necessary in this season. So I want to make sure that I give him a shout out all the time. He is behind the scenes pushing and encouraging. Want to give a shout out to my church family, my grandchildren, everybody, my spiritual daughters. Good morning, Loretta. How are you? And I am so excited to be here this morning. It has been a challenge, 21-day challenge of refreshing, renewing, coming back to ourselves, learning how to love ourselves, girl. I tell you, this has been something else. But before I get started, I'm going to make sure that I post this in the chat. Tonight, ladies, is the last Zoom of this challenge. So make sure that you register. Make sure that you register for tonight's Zoom. So I'm going to put the link in the chat. So you all, when you register, you will get a link today. It'll be somewhere between maybe 4 or 5 o'clock, maybe a little earlier. So make sure that you check your email. So you'll get a link today, and we'll get on that Zoom, and we're going to have lots of fun. We're going to have some conversation. So make sure, if you have not registered, it's absolutely free for the Zoom, because it's some things that we just do not talk about online that we are going to talk about on the Zoom. So make sure, if you haven't registered, this is the last Zoom of this session. So it's going to be power packed. I'm going to have some more information for you all. So you want to make sure that you register for that. Okay, so yesterday we talked about peace, and the chat was on fire. It was on fire. This is not a monologue. This is a dialogue. So that means that we talk to each other during this refreshing. So the chat is very, very important that you post your comments in the chat so I can read them. I don't go back and respond to each and every person individually after it's over. I respond while I'm talking to you. So I'm a big person on communication. I love to communicate. So make sure that you put your comments in the chat, and I try my best to read them out loud and respond to everybody in the chat. And guess what? When other people are looking at the chat, they are getting excited. They are watching you. You are encouraging somebody's daughter, somebody's mother. Good morning, Monica. Those women that don't have the confidence, those women that don't feel like they have a community, they are looking at the chat, and they are getting empowered just by looking at all the hearts, looking at all the comments. They're reading them, and sometimes you feel like you're all alone in this world, and you're the only one going through, until you hear somebody else, and it's like you kind of pull your strength from other women, like, oh my God, I'm not alone. So make sure that we fill that chat up with love. Make sure you're honest with yourself while you're putting things in the chat, but let's keep that chat going. Okay. So yesterday we talked about peace. Yes, this is a dialogue. And yes, please register. You don't want to miss it. That's right, Monica. You don't want to miss it, because we're going to be doing some stuff on tonight. So yesterday we talked about protecting your peace of mind and protecting your heart. I'm going to go, and I did put some notes in, and our foundational scripture, and I always try to go back to the word, or keep it in the word of God. Okay, our foundational scripture is Proverbs 4:23, and it is, Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it flows the issues of life. And really learning how to keep our hearts and what that really looks like. And protecting our peace of mind and peace of heart. We talked about understanding that your peace has value, and to guard our hearts. Oh, guard our hearts. We don't always allow things into our minds and into our hearts. So guard what you allow in your mind. Everything doesn't deserve access. We talked about that. Hello, Stephanie. Everything does not deserve access. Unlimited, everything doesn't deserve unlimited access. We really pushed on that yesterday. So what I want to talk about today is protecting your heart from the unhealthy relationships. Somebody put that in there. Protecting your heart from the unhealthy relationships. And not every relationship deserves access to you. Did you know not everybody deserves access to you? Not every relationship deserves to have access to you. So some relationships that we, excuse me, my sinuses, I love them. Some relationships that we are in tend to leave you emotionally exhausted. Anybody ever been in a relationship that they just leave you emotionally exhausted every time they call you? You can be in that person's presence, and you feel drained when you walk away, or when you hang up the phone, you feel drained. Some relationships leave you emotionally exhausted. Some relationships are just not healthy for you, right? Not every not every relationship deserves unlimited access. Some relationships leave you confused. When a relationship leaves you confused, that means when you're in the midst of the relationship, or they're sending mixed signals. One day they love you, next day they hate you. One day they're with you, next day they're not. One day they're your friend, the next day they're not sure if they're your friend. That's confusion, and the Lord is not the author of confusion. Or some relationships just leave you confused because you never know what bag they are coming out of. Come on, have you ever been around somebody and you have to tiptoe sometimes around them because they're so emotionally unstable? It leaves you a bit confused because you don't know how to talk to them. You don't know how to express yourself to that person. They leave you confused. Some relationships leave you confused, and it can be very draining. Raspberry Renee said, I have. Nisa said, absolutely drained. Monica said, protecting your heart from the unhealthy relationships. Some relationships make you feel insecure. Some relationships make you feel insecure. And when a relationship makes you feel insecure, it makes you feel devalued. And you're not, some relationships make you not sure about yourself. And these are the relationship, or these are the warning signs that you need to look out for when you are in a relationship or when you enter a relationship. And it doesn't have to be intimate. It could be so-called friendships, right? Those connections. So you can tell when a connection is healthy, or you can tell when a connection is unhealthy. When a relationship, when you're constantly being criticized. Oh, y'all blowing up the chat already. My goodness. Let me see if I can catch up with you all. So Monica said, you're always walking on eggshells. Michelle said, you don't know which way the wind is blowing today with them. Absolutely. Jennifer said, protecting your heart from unhealthy relationships. And Karen said, toxic people. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Raspberry and Renee said, it feels like you can't breathe around them. Yes. So you have to watch out for those types of relationships, because it's not good for you emotionally or psychologically, right? And when I'm talking about psychologically, I'm talking about your mindset. It's not good. Somebody put in the chat, mind therapy. That's what this is. Mind therapy. When loving you is hurting me, that's a problem. Put that in there. When loving you is hurting me, now that's a problem. Mind therapy, right? Constant criticized, when you're constantly criticized by this person, when you're when you can't do anything right, when you're not, when they tell you you're not good enough, when it's always a tearing down instead of a building up, right? You have to look out for that. Walk, like Monica said, walking on eggshells. Anybody ever walked on eggshells? Let me tell you what that means. That means that you tiptoe around the things that you want to say. That means you can't really express yourself fully to that person. That means that you have to gauge the atmosphere when this person walks in the room, and you're not sure what you should say. You're not even sure how you feel, because you want to protect the atmosphere or to keep a blow up from happening. So you shut down, you fizz into the atmosphere, you withdraw back into the wallpaper, and you just let it, you don't really know how to express yourself. That's called walking on eggshells, or old school walking on rice paper. That's what that old school used to say. You're walking on rice paper, right? You're tiptoeing around this person because you're worried about their feelings or how they would make you feel, but you are inside, you are exploding because you have so much that you want to say, so much that you want to get out, but you feel that if you say it, it's going to cause an explosion. You don't know, like, I think it was Michelle, you don't know which way the wind is blowing when you are around this person. So you just you can't even be yourself. You suck back in. You go inward. You're not even for real with yourself around this person because they have made you feel a certain way. They have made you feel insecure or made you feel inadequate. So you have to watch out for the unhealthy relationships and the toxic people that you have exposed yourself to. I'm going to go in the chat. Oh, mind therapy. Yes. Monica said, when loving you and hurting me, that's a problem. Mind therapy. Yes. Nisa said, tiptoe. Loretta said, I've had to walk away from some people. Everything they say is negative. Absolutely. Karen said, yes. Mind, they're trying to keep my peace, trying to keep your peace. So healthy relationships should not require you to continually abandon yourself just to keep somebody else comfortable. That's powerful. Healthy relationships should not require you to abandon who you are to make somebody else feel comfortable. That's what happens when you're in a toxic relationship. You abandon who you are. You abandon your mandate. You abandon your fire. You abandon your personality. You abandon, you know what it means to abandon somebody? That means you leave yourself stranded somewhere. You leave yourself over to the side so they feel comfortable. And then guess what? You do it enough, you forget to go back and pick you up. You abandon yourself to feel to keep someone else comfortable. Oh my goodness. I said something right there. You leave yourself in the back. I think it was Stephanie a while ago. You withdraw and you become part of the wallpaper while they sashay around and you make them feel comfortable. You make it all about the other person and you are dying and decaying on the inside. Oh my goodness. Should I take a drink of coffee on that one? I'm going to take a drink of coffee. My goodness. My goodness. My goodness. That's powerful right there. You stop being who you are. You stop. There's no joy. You abandon your peace and you make them comfortable. You abandon the things that you love. You abandon the things that make you tick to make them feel comfortable. Healthy relationships should not require that. When a relationship is healthy, that's not the requirement. When a relationship is healthy, it's not a requirement that you stop being who you are to make me feel like who I need, who I think I should be. Come on. That's not a healthy relationship. That's called a toxic relationship. And we need to know the difference in order for us to be able to keep our peace, right? Because when you abandon yourself, there is no peace. You abandon the peace for the chaos. Come on. You forget. Oh, I like that, Pam. You forget who you are because you put so much into that person and what they want and what they like. When you abandon your feelings, you abandon your heart, you abandon your love, you abandon all of those things. Loretta said, I'm reclaiming myself to be at peace with me and no longer the wallflower. My goodness. Stephanie said, yes, yes, yes. And we talked about learning to say no. We talked about boundaries. Did you know boundaries are not punishment? Boundaries are protection. I'm not punishing you when I establish boundaries, but you have to be able not just to protect your heart, but to protect your mind. Somebody put that in there. Boundaries are not punishment. Boundaries are protection. I'm protecting not just my heart, but I have to protect my mind. So there should be a boundary who you allow into your space, into your atmosphere, who you allow into your life. You have to be able to identify those things that are healthy and those things that are unhealthy, those things that bring you joy, but those things that cause you to withdraw, right? Oh my goodness. And we have to learn how to forgive and love people sometimes. Some people you have to learn to love from a distance until they get their self together, right? Everybody's not going to grow at the same level, but some people, they like that toxicity and they will pull you into it. And you have to learn how to love people from a distance. My goodness. Monica said, yeah, boundaries are not punishment. They are protection, right? So those are the things: emotionally exhausted, confused, insecure, constantly criticized. Oh my goodness, drained. Some people will just drain you. They will pull and pull and pull till there's nothing left. Can I tell you what it feels like when you feel drained? And I talked about this a few days ago. It's an exhaustion. It's an inward exhaustion when you cannot get your strength, no matter how many Red Bulls you drink. When you cannot get your strength, no matter how many cups of coffee, how many refresher, when you have the brain fog, when you start to be a nice, nasty, when you're irritated, you're just drained from everything. You have no energy even for your own household. You look around and the things that need to be done in your house are not getting done. Come on, you are just drained. Some people just drain you, right? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, they blowing up the chat. So what I want to also touch on today, and we're talking about the mind, and we're talking about the peace. How do we get the peace of mind? And relationships are a big part. But somebody put in the chat, sometimes it's not always people. Sometimes it's just us. Sometimes it's not always people. It's us. When we talk about peace of mind, don't let your past keep disturbing your present. Oh, that's a big one right there. And I'm going to stop. I'm going to park right there. Don't let your past keep disturbing your present. Sometimes it's not always other people. Sometimes it's the things that we are thinking about, right? So sometimes the person stealing your peace is not always the people around you. Sometimes it is your memory. Sometimes it's the things that I'm gonna put it like this. Sometimes the thing that steals your peace is the thing that you keep remembering from your past, the thing that you keep replaying in your mind over and over and over. Sometimes it ain't your girl, it's not your girlfriend, it's not your husband, it's not the people in the church, it's not the people at the job. Sometimes your memory, your past is interrupting or disturbing your present. Oh, I said something right there. Sometimes it's you can't find peace of mind because you just don't have peace in your mind. I'm gonna leave that alone. Karen said, drop the mic. Loretta said, when you are drained, you can become explosive because you don't see your way out. Michelle said, the past trauma and the PTSD. Some things that happened years ago, but you keep replaying it over and over and over. And sometimes it doesn't even be years. I'm not talking about childhood. Sometimes it's an old relationship that you keep replaying that will keep you from entering into new relationships. Sometimes it's a hurtful event that may have happened last year, last week, 3 weeks ago, but yet you keep replaying it over and over and over. So your past, it's disturbing your now. So you can't be present in the moment because you still stuck in yesterday or you still stuck in last week. So when we talk about peace, you have to be able to identify the things that are trying to come and snatch your peace. You have to be able to identify, why can't I be present in the moment? Why am I still harboring on this? When we talk about peace of mind, this is mind therapy this morning. Mind therapy. Raspberry Renee says, shift your mindset. Pamela said, OMG, that's deep. Stephanie said, Jesus, this is good. Don't let your past disturb your present. So we continue asking, why did they do that? Anybody ever been stuck in, why did they do that? What made them do that? Trying to bring some logic to the pain that you're feeling, trying to bring some logic to the disruption, and why would this person, why did they do this to me? Why did they take me there? Why did they do that? Or why did they choose me? Why the why, stuck in why. Sometimes you can be stuck in why that you can't move forward in now. You can be so stuck in the why, trying to figure it out. Do you know sometimes people will take years stuck in why, and they lay down who they are. They lay down their mandate. They lay down their purpose. They lay down their destiny because they can't even figure it out. Even when they are chosen to do something, they're still trying to figure out, why did they choose me? I'm not worthy of this. Why do I have to do it? They're stuck in the why. Oh my goodness. Loretta said, your past whys. Yes, I have been stuck there before. Renee, Nisa said, why they do that? You stuck in somebody else's choices and their behaviors, and you're trying to figure out not why. You stuck in why they did it. Why did they do that? But you're not concerned about the behavior that comes after the why. Come on. They did it. You stuck in why, but now you have this behavior that has come up. You have these feelings that have come up because of their choices. You're not checking your choice, but you're trying to figure out why they did what they did, because when whoever did it in the past, now you have these feelings and emotions that you haven't even dealt with, and you have adopted something that somebody else has placed on you, or something somebody else has done around you, and it has affected you, but you haven't dealt with the behavior or the feelings that now you have adopted or you have absorbed, but you're stuck in why. Why did this happen to me? Why did they do that to me? Oh my goodness. I know that's right. Identifying the triggers. Identifying the trigger. Melinda said, good morning, Melinda. Good morning, beautiful ladies. I just got on. Yes, ma'am. I hear you talking to me already. Monica said, being stuck in why. Why could I have done something differently? Or you're stuck in, why did I make that choice? Can I tell you something? The worst thing that we can do to ourselves is beat ourselves up for the choices that we make instead of turning it around and learning from the lesson. Oh my goodness. Beating, can you stuck in why? I made the choice. Why did I do that? That was so stupid. I made this choice, and now I feel stuck. Good morning, Andrea. I made some choices, and I'm beating myself up trying to figure out where I was in the headspace when I made that choice, because I know better. And now I'm going around the circle trying to figure out why I made the choice, even if it was 10 years ago, even if it was 3 weeks. I'm stuck in why, not learning from my choices, but I'm stuck in trying to figure out where I was in my headspace. Can I tell you something? When your life has been in an uproar, I'm gonna talk to y'all later. When your life has been in an uproar, when you don't know who and whose you are, when you feel insecure, when you have withdrawn, when you have drifted, it's hard to make the right choices. So why beat yourself up? Because all you had to work with was a chaotic mind. All you had to work with was a broken heart. Come on. It's hard to make some right choices when everything is going topsy-twirly. Come on. It's hard to say, oh, I can make healthy choices when you don't even feel healthy yourself. So why be stuck in why? You only had what you had to work with back then. You can't hold yourself captive for what you know now, for what you didn't know then. Come on. You can't hold yourself prisoner for the information that you have now and the freedom you have now to what you didn't have then, right? So why be stuck in why? Why be stuck in a cell when you are already free? Oh my goodness. Nisa said, beat myself up because of my choice. Why beat yourself up? You made some choices. Yes, you did. Now, the healthy part is learning from them and learning how to move on them. And some choices you just got to work yourself through. Oh my goodness. Some choices that you made may be lifelong choices that you have to learn how to work yourself through and learn how to grow through some of those wrong choices. But guess what? Even when the choice can be not the best choice, but God can turn that thing around and give you favor in the midst of the choices. Come on, y'all. I'm not trying to preach this morning, y'all. Not trying, y'all trying to take me there. Y'all really trying to take me there. Nisa said, triggers are real. Why I don't see the signs. Andrea said, I find myself doing that a lot. Sometimes, Jennifer says, sometimes you get stuck in someone else's past. Oh my goodness. That's powerful. Nisa said, beat myself up because of my choices. Don't get stuck in the why. Loretta said, I'm choosing to walk away from my past and embrace my peace. My goodness. Stephanie M said, that's when giving yourself grace has to kick in. Woo! That's a mouthful. Nisa said, get free. Stephanie M said, that's already done. That what's already done is done. Why go? Where do I go from here? My good, powerful. So healing requires, listen here, learning how to acknowledge the past without allowing it to control today. I'm going to say that again. Healing requires learning how to acknowledge. Somebody put that in there. Acknowledgement is key. The past without allowing it to control today. Monica said, releasing myself from guilt because of the choices I made. Yes, ma'am. Melinda said, Jesus, when you're talking to me and I'm ready to work my way out of all the terrible choices that I've made and the ones that were made for me. My decision was based on past curses. That's just my good. Can I tell you something? When you begin your mind therapy and healing and finding your peace, when you can acknowledge that you made the wrong choice, then it no longer controls your today. When you can acknowledge, I made some mistakes. I could have done better. I messed up over there. I'm not going to stay there. But now I know that it does not control my today. I'm a new person today. I don't think like that today. When your past controls you, that's when you start to drift. When you allow your past mistakes to run your present, that's when you start to blend into the wallpaper. That's when you lose your voice, when your past mistakes dictate your now. That's when you lose who you are. You've already lost who you are. But when you can acknowledge, I made some bad choices, I could have done better, it doesn't control your today. My goodness. Healing requires learning. Yes, ma'am. Acknowledgement is key. Acknowledgement, it takes humility to acknowledge that you've made some bad choices in your life, but they don't have to run my today, and they're not going to dictate my tomorrow. Oh, my goodness. Your past may explain you, but it does not have to control you. That's powerful. Your past may explain you, but it doesn't have to control you, because sometimes in order to understand my fire, you have to understand where I've been. And just because I've been there, it does not control me. But guess what? It was the thing that I went through. It was the choices that I made that made me who I am today. It was the push in the midst of the chaos. It was some of the choices that I made to help me learn. And that's why you are the way you are today. So your past may explain you, but it does not have to control you. Oh my goodness. We all made some bad choices, but guess what? The person that you are today, you're not going to make those choices, but you have enough knowledge in you to help pull somebody out of the same mess that you had gotten yourself into because of the bad choices that you made. You still here. Oh my goodness. Nisa said, oh, Nisa got fire. Stephanie, Melinda said acknowledgement. Acknowledgement is key. Karen said learning from my mistakes and being able to block out others. Always reminded. Can I tell you something? It's always somebody to remind you what you did. Guess what? I take that criticism and acknowledgement. I sure did, but that is not me anymore. It made me who I am. I sure did. That just gave me another stripe on my arm as a colonel. I made that choice. I sure did do that. Thank you for that reminder, because that's my part of my girl power. That helped make me who I am today. Keep reminding me of my failures, and you're showing me how God can turn things around in my life. When you have people that will constantly remind you of the things that you have failed at, guess what? It's just more to grow on. That's how I look at it, because those are called sometimes the haters. Haters will always be there to remind you of how you've fallen, but they always fail to mention how you got back up. And that's something. Haters will always remind you how you tripped and fell, but they will never remember how you braced yourself to get back up. So let them remind you, but remember the get up. When they come reminding you of the choices that you made, always remember how you turned that thing around and how you got back up. My goodness. Stephanie Massey said, learn to accept what you cannot change. Nisa said, the push. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So when it comes to our past, and when it comes to, don't let your past keep disturbing your present. Somebody put this in the chat, put your past in perspective. Oh, put your past in perspective. Sometimes you have to change the way that you look at it. You have put your past in perspective. We take the things, our choices, the things that we have gone through, and we take the things, our bad choices, and we look at them and we bury them because we have labeled shame upon them. We put discouragement on them. We want to bury them. We want to put it in a casket, and we want to bury them deep. But what if you take your past and you change your perspective on it, and you tap into the power of the get up, not the power of the when you got knocked down? What if you tapped into what you've gone through and how you made it out? Put your past in perspective, right? You are allowed to heal. Your past can help you heal. You are allowed to heal, because when you put your past in perspective, the things that I came through, The things, the choices that I made, I no longer make anymore. So now my past has become part of my superpower. The thing that was made to destroy me is the very thing that I use to keep me going. The thing that was put in the path to make me stumble now has become my stepping stone. I'm going, I always got some stories. So I told the story about when I was in the fourth or fifth grade, and I got up to read, and the teacher told me to sit down. My voice was too deep and it sounded like a man, and I should never ever read out loud again. I took that, I absorbed that, and my whole entire young life as a child, I struggled in school. I struggled with talking to people because I thought that my voice, it was horrible. I could not stand to hear myself talk. I would not read out loud. As I got older, I struggled growing up. I blended into the wallpaper. I wanted to stay in the back, never in the forefront. It wasn't until I got saved. What that means is I found my peace in God. I got saved. I got free. And then I started to read books. And then I realized the very thing that was there to destroy me is the very thing that God used to bless me. My voice. He used my voice to bless others. So sometimes, even if you have been in an abusive relationship, and yes, you made it out, but don't bury that thing. Sometimes that is your superpower, come on, that God will use so you can help somebody else come through. So you are allowed to heal. And sometimes that healing comes with acknowledgement, but you got to be able to change your perspective on your past, because it can be the power that God uses to propel you forward and to help you heal. Oh, I said a lot right there. I'm going to go through the chat. I'm going to go to the chat. Sometimes our mind has to heal from the things in our past in order for us to move in today. We have to be healed about the things that we have allowed ourselves in, so we can move in our present, so we can be present in the moment. You got to get unstuck from the past. You got to pull yourself up from your own thoughts, your own choices, the things that you done way back in the day, or what you did last year, and be right here in the now and say, I've learned from that. I'm not that person anymore. My goodness. Push, push, push. I love it. 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 Let me go to the chat here. Y'all blowing up the chat. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Put your past in perspective. You are able to heal. I'm allowed to heal from my past. You are, and you are allowed to forgive. You are allowed to forgive. You're allowed to forgive. The hardest thing, I used to ask people, the hardest thing is not forgiving others, it's forgiving self. Some people can, oh, I'm sorry. Some people struggle with telling people they apologize, and they struggle with forgiveness. They struggle with forgiveness, right? I see hearts going, they struggle with forgiveness. They struggle sometimes with forgiving others, but the hardest thing is forgiving yourself for your past failures, forgiving yourself for the things that you allowed yourself to go. The hard mind therapy, the hardest thing in the world sometimes is to have that self mirror talk and say, girl, I forgive you for allowing yourself to be in that situation. I forgive myself for allowing myself to eat myself into oblivion because I was so stressed. I forgive myself for allowing myself to be so entangled with other people's stuff. The only way you get unstuck is you have to forgive your own heart for some of the choices that you allowed yourself to make, or sometimes when you did not fight back. I forgive myself for not fighting back, for dumbing down. I forgive myself for dumbing down so long that I have hindered my walk. I forgive myself for laying down my mandate because I made you more important than my own. Y'all messing with me today. Y'all messing with me today. The hardest thing is to forgive yourself. Having that talk. I forgive myself Because I was so busy. I stressed my own self out. It wasn't even your fault. I forgive myself. I forgive myself for taking years to get up out of my own slumber. I forgive myself for what I've been telling myself all of these years, and all I had to do was move. I kept talking about faith, but I forgive myself for not moving because I understand that faith without works is dead. I had no works. I forgive myself because I put the shackles on. Come on here. That part. Stephanie said that part. Alicia said, come on, Apostle. That part, I forgive. The hardest thing for women to forgive. I forgive myself. I wasn't a good mother. I forgive myself. I didn't know any better. I forgive myself for holding my own self hostage. I forgive myself. I beat myself up for years because I was young and didn't know any better. You are allowed to forgive. Can I tell you something? And when you are allowed to forgive, you are allowed to move forward. I'm allowed to be wealthy. I'm allowed to go for, I'm allowed. Come on, tell yourself, put that in the chat. I am allowed to thrive. Because sometimes we cannot move and be who God has called us to be because we don't allow ourselves. We hold ourselves back. The stuff we tell, mind therapy, we don't move because we don't allow ourselves to move. We hold ourselves hostage based on your mindset, based on what our old choices. You are allowed to move forward. Come on, tell yourself, I am allowed to thrive. I'm allowed to move forward. Ooh, you are no longer a prisoner. Tell yourself, I am allowed to be happy. I am allowed to unify. You have to allow yourself. I'm allowed to have some friends. Come on here. Healthy relationships. I'm allowed to cry. I'm allowed to feel. You have to give yourself permission to live. Woo! Give yourself permission. Give yourself permission. Guess what, girl? I'm allowed to take a break. Come on, put that in there. I'm allowed to take a break. I'm allowed to be happy. I'm allowed to, come on, put it in there. Give yourself permission this morning. What are you allowing yourself to do this morning? Put it in the chat. You are allowed to, I'm allowed to love come on, Stephanie. Michelle, I'm allowed to be happy. Come on. I'm allowed to no longer be bound. Come on, put it in the chat. I am allowed to let my oil flow. I'm allowed. Give yourself permission. I got one for you. I'm allowed to become somebody new. Woo! I'm allowed to become somebody new. I'm allowed to be blessed. I'm allowed to be blessed. I made some bad choices with some money. I'm allowed to be blessed. I am allowed to be blessed. Speak life into yourself this morning. Stop letting your past disrupt your present. I am allowed to love myself. My goodness gracious. Come on. You are allowed. I'm allowed. I'm allowed to be wealthy. Allow yourself to live again. I'm allowed to look back and learn from my mistakes. I'm allowed to have healthy relationships. Oh, my goodness. Give yourself permission to be blessed, please. Because we talk about blessing. Oh, yes. Self-forgiveness. Yes, I am allowed to be loved. I like that, Prophetess Alicia. Yeah, I'm allowed. We have to, the power of what you all are saying. Do you know come on. Do you know the power of what you all are saying? I am allowed to have a sound mind. Oh my God. I am allowed to walk as a child of God. I am allowed to let my faith shine. I'm Allow yourself. I'm allowed to live. I'm allowed to be wealthy. I'm allowing myself to grow in grace. I'm allowing myself to embrace my age. I'm allowing myself to look at myself and love who I am today. Allow yourself to live and get unstuck from past choices. Come on. I'm allowed to be whole. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Come on. Allow yourself. Come on. It feels good, doesn't it? It feels good because what you're doing, you are giving yourself permission to change. You're giving yourself permission to embrace who you are and whose you are. If you are fearfully and wonderfully made, come on. If you are the apple of his eye, if you are an heir and a joint heir, you have to allow yourself to partake in the blessing. Allow yourself. Woo, the power to live again. I'm allowed to be me. Yes, you are. I'm allowed to be healthy. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. My goodness. My goodness. That brings me joy. You're allowed to be someone new. He said, in Christ, you are a new creature. Old things have passed away. Behold, old things become new, but we hold ourselves captive in the old man, but we never allow ourselves, guess what, to embrace the new person. I'm allowing myself to embrace my season. I'm allowing myself to embrace my new season. I'm allowing myself to embrace where I am. Come on. In Christ, we're new creatures. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things become new. Allow yourself to become new today. Allow yourself to embrace where he has you today. Allow yourself to embrace the love that he wants to give you, that he has already given you, but you couldn't see it because you were looking with eyes wide shut. Allow yourself to see God in your life today. I'm allowing myself to see the blessings today. Oh my goodness. Woo! Helen said, I'm allowing me to be me. Karen said, I'm allowed to be free. Yes, ma'am, you're allowed to be free and embrace where you are. Melinda said, I'm allowed to have a beautiful and healthy friendship. I'm allowed to have a beautiful and healthy marriage one day. Yes, ma'am. Stephanie said, I'm allowed to live again. Yes, you are. I'm worthy. Nisa said, I am worthy. Yes, ma'am, you are. So what I want you to do today, make sure that you hit the link for tonight because we're going to go deeper. We're going to have some fun. So I am going to repost the link in the chat for tonight's Zoom. This will be the last Zoom of this 31-day refreshing session. I'm allowing myself to thrive. Come on, put that in there. Oh my goodness. Make sure that you log on. For those that even, if you can't get up at 5:30 in the morning and you listen to the replay, hit the link. You don't want to miss it. Allow yourself to grow. Allow yourself to change. Allow yourself to embrace your process. Oh my goodness gracious. My goodness gracious. Don't forget the ways that we sow into this oil. I'm telling you, this is a growth process, but this is the season of your refreshing. My goal is to take this refreshing into churches, into businesses, wherever women need to be built up to understand that we need to tap into the power that God has given us. Allow yourself to tap in. Oh my goodness. Yes, the link is, I believe it's on my page. It's going on my page. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So make sure that you all you sow into this anointing. So sow into your growth. Sow into yourselves. When you sow into yourself. Melinda said, I allow to have peace and I'm allowed to be refreshed. So come on, put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. What is your greatest takeaway? This is day 21. We got what? One more week? Oh my goodness. We got one more week and I think 3 days left of this refreshing. I'm not going to tell you what's coming afterward. I'm just going to do it. You just going to have to catch up with me, girl. Okay? You just going to have to catch up with y'all going, what is Stacy doing? What Apostle Stacy doing? What is she doing now? You just going to have to catch up with me. Come on. Come on. So tell me, what's your Stephanie said fire. Yes. What's your greatest takeaway from this morning? Place it in the chat. Come on. Let the hearts go up. Let the other women see that they should have been on this morning. Okay. Michelle said, my greatest takeaway is knowing that I'm allowed. My chat is going. I'm going to read it. I'm allowed to be blessed. I'm allowed to be happy. I'm allowed to be the best decisions for me. And it's not about my fall. It's about my get up, girl, get up. I'm telling you, girl, get up. And unveiled heart all wrapped in refresh. I'm telling you, Raspberry Renee said, I don't have Cash App. Is there another way to sow? Yes, ma'am. It can be Venmo. It can be PayPal. I have Zelle. It's all in the chat. It's all there are different ways that you can sow. The power of the refreshing 2026. Thank you. Nisa said, thank you. Raspberry Renee said, my greatest takeaway is that it's okay to allow myself to be myself. Guess what? You don't have to model yourself by anybody else. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are unique. You are allowed to be unique. You are allowed to be you. You are allowed to be you. You are allowed to be God's girl, and you are allowed to be loved. My goodness. Come on. Put your greatest takeaway in the chat. I must say a short prayer. Today, I take away me. Powerful. She said, today I take away me. Monica said, my greatest takeaway is I am allowed to be refreshed and have meaningful relationships. Stephanie said, my greatest takeaway is I have been granted permission to be free from all that has held me back. My goodness. Come on, fill up the chat. Give everybody some hearts. My goodness. Mind therapy today. My. Come on. Keep it coming. Oh, Father, we thank you. We give you glory and honor. Bless the refreshing. Bless those that are listening. Bless those that will listen to the replay. Come on. Come on. I'm stuck. Come on, keep it coming. Mind therapy. Helen said, my greatest takeaway is I forgive me. Woo, and the 3 P's. Putting my past in perspective. I know that's right. Stephanie saying my greatest takeaway is I'm allowing me to be who God created me to be. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Keep it coming. Love on the ladies that's watching. Love on the ladies that'll listen to the replay. Mind therapy. My thoughts been talking louder than me. Some days I'm fighting things. Love you all. Be blessed on today. Nobody else See you tomorrow.
I smile, but inside I'm somewhere trying to find peace. I need mind therapy. I replay old conversations like maybe I could have changed the ending. I overthink what I already survived, and somehow still convince myself I'm not alright. Funny how the hardest battles never make a sound. They happen. Everybody tell you be strong. Nobody teach you how to rest when your own mind won't let you hide. Therapy. Cause my thoughts been talking louder than me. Some days I'm fighting things nobody else can see. I smile, but inside I'm somewhere trying to find peace. I need mind therapy. I be carrying yesterday into tomorrow. Been wondering why did they feel so heavy? Always expecting something bad, even when life finally doing me right. Healing ain't just about your heart. Sometimes your mind needs saving too. I'm learning.